Good evening, friends. Namaskar. I am back. Just wanted to speak to you. A keen yearning to interact. Well, word is not the thing. I have never quite believed in words. Always believed that we are lost, we are forlorn, we live in seclusion because we have believed in words. But then again, words at time they do become important. Words which come out from the heart, not superficial words. Words which are profound, which have depth, which are meaningful. There is something which I have been pondering over for quite some time now as to what basically we are doing with our lives. To what extent is our living justified? Is life itself a purpose? And are we justifying that purpose? Or this basically is the second hand existence of ours. To what extent we are genuine? Obviously, each man is born with a purpose. He or she, the individual as such, needs to justify that purpose. Whether you are a teacher, a doctor, engineer, or to any other profession you might belong, you are meant to justify your objective. But the thing is, there are times we are so preoccupied with the urgency of our living that we hardly have time to sit back for a while and just think. Think as to why, as to how, as to what we are doing with our day to day existence. Have you ever pondered over the question what it is to feel, what it is to be genuine? Are we all genuine human beings? Are we all related to nature? Perhaps no. The thing is, at present, we are only related to our own self. We are all self centered human beings. Regarding our relationships, our bonds, our threads, our so called organized friendships, the superficial layers, they just exist on the surface. I do find, after years of observation, and I do find those observations to be rather penetrating and revelatory. Nobody wants to see you happy. Nobody. A pleasure that people derive out of your suffering, they just watch you drown. They want to see you helpless. They keep standing on the shore. Nobody is going to dive deep into the waters of uncertainty to offer you a helping hand. That is the miserable state of affairs relevant in our present times. We are residing in a potentially sick society, and it becomes rather difficult to adjust with a society, with people who always discourage creativity. Then where lies the difference? To what extent we are different? Perhaps we are not different at all. To what extent we are free? What is our understanding, our perception of freedom? What is creativity then? Freedom, for me, is to understand the whole problem of dependence. Freedom is not merely action. It's not merely a reaction to the outward circumstances. It's the process of understanding, the understanding of dependence. And it is because we are dependent upon the outward circumstances thrusted upon us that we are not unconditionally free. We are not able to live our life on our own. People dictate. The priests, the so-called moral guardians of society, the elders who have never tried to understand life. Understanding emanates from the heart. It's the heart you need to trust. The promptings of the heart, being goaded by the heart, the conscience, the differentiation between what is right and what is wrong. People might differ from our opinion. The moment you try to be different, well, you come in the bad books. You become a symbol of vice. That's all. To be different is to be vicious. You become an embodiment of evil. For me, such evil is welcome. I do believe, and it's a firm conviction, that it's not necessary to interact with all and sundry in our vicinity. We have our own choices. What do you mean by being social? I'm not social. You might term me unsocial or even antisocial. Who cares? I haven't bothered. There are things which are a cause of anguish, which are a cause of lingering pain. Some poignant perceptions, they seem to linger. I am not ready to yield to all the misconceptions. Hypocrisy? Let it prevail. But let me live my own life. If I'm a poet, then let me compose on my own. If I'm a singer, well, then just let me sing my songs. I damn care about the criticism, about what people say or what they might think about me. Enough of that nonsense. Trust, faith. I do have faith in my inner conscience, the voices of the heart. Let others say whatever they say. I am related to nature. It's not possible to live in isolation. Obviously, it's just not possible. We are all related to the varied aspects of nature. But I do find time to sit silently at certain instances and watch the night sky gleaming with stars. The stars which promise hope as always. Because amongst those stars, I do find my own people residing over there in the sky, keeping a stringent vigil over my conduct. And it is that providence, the sky, the overruling law, the destiny, the providence, which I fear. Nothing else do I fear. As Robert Frost says in one of his poems, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by. Perhaps till date, I have also taken that particular road less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. And I still wish to tread those paths of insouciance. Well, if I am eccentric, then it's justified. I don't care. I don't have a label, a social label. Well, that's fine. I don't care. I don't bother about my own reputation because I don't have an image to maintain. Probably my own image is tarnished. I do feel. My own image is tarnished, probably. Maybe. So many things people might say. When I'm not there, how does it matter? Years have passed. My parents departed. When they were alive, it was altogether a different environment. Now I'm depeopled. A sense of despondency prevails, but then again, that compromise is always there. Out of that sense of despondency, out of that melancholy despair, comes bliss, utmost bliss. And I don't wish to part with that bliss. God, well, I do have faith in God, but not the organized God. I do believe in a God whom I can hate, from whom I can demand, whom I can trust, when I'm absolutely alone? The thing is, that's a question, basically, as to what we are doing with our lives. We are just lingering. We are not living our lives. And that basically we wish to overcome. We would be able to live only when we thrive to live. Let us transform our life into a solvent into which all the salutes of self assertion, of self declaration, of self promulgation, of ideologies, concepts, beliefs might dissolve. An unconditioned living, living for the sake of living, living without a purpose, without a motive, living in vast infinitude, living in the present. Let us justify that. Let us be genuine. Let us believe in hope. Let us believe in exuberance. Let us take things as they are. Let us be a part of that phenomenon called living without falling apart. Let us amalgate. Let us live life soulfully. Let us just sing it out. Let us feel amidst the woo and the wheel. Let us just sit back for a while, doing nothing. Let us ponder from a certain yonder as to how we have lived our lives till date. Let us believe in fate, but without being afraid of the inevitable date. The hour approaches. Let us not be afraid of the hour. Let us drench ourselves in the benevolent shower, the shower of benediction. Let us close our eyes and get rid of our lies. Let us revive and rejuvenate our days. This is the only yearning, the only craving I do have. For all people around me who always encourage and support, a big word of thanks to all of them. Without you, I would have felt so forlorn, so desolate, so secluded. There's something which makes things work. And I do believe, even in the near future, that things are going to work out as they are, as desired by destiny. The eyes above, they determine as to what comes next. They determine our transcript. This process of transition, the process of transformation is taking place. Good times, they are supposed to come, no doubt. As P.B. Shelley says in Ode to the West Wind, If winter comes, can spring be far behind? Though the bloom, it disappears occasionally, but then again, the bloom shall come back. Let's hope for the best. Let us be genuine again. Let us live life with its multifarious hues. Let us be true to our own selves. That's the only hope that I nurture. Thank you. Thanks again.